Oh, hi, hello.
Woo!
Yeah, we're here. We are doing a Final Fantasy Legend 2 any percent, no credit warps. I have my couch with me here.
Hi, I'm puwexil.
I'm chessjerk. I am still here. I promised the last time you will see me on stage at this event.
So yeah, we're going to do lots of glitches and break the game. We will start when I enter the first character's name. Which, do I have a name for the first character?
You definitely do. It's Luigi, which is L-U-G-I.
Shout out to Luigi.
Okay.
Luigi, the baby dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally.
Naturally.
All right. We will start in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so Final Fantasy Legend 2 is a turn-based RPG. Despite being named Final Fantasy, it's actually the second game in the Saga RPG series. Released on the Game Boy in 1990 in Japan, 1991 elsewhere. I like to call this game kind of a story about an epic treasure hunt, looking for a legendary treasure that's called the Magi, which is 77 pieces of an ancient goddess, and we're a young dragon that's about to recruit some friends that we'll need the names for shortly to go look for our bad dad, who's also looking for the treasure.
Yeah, our dad gives us one of the Magi and then just, randomly was like, all right, I'm leaving, and just, obviously, that's how you leave. You just jump out the window, so.
Classic RPG storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, character number 2.
For character number 2, we have Luigi, L-U-G-I.
That's not confusing at all.
No, not in the slightest.
Number 3.
Is Uwu.
All capital or?
Capital U, lowercase w, capital U.
Shout outs to Uwu.
Ooh.
And lastly?
Well, with no surprise, it's Luigi, L-U-G-I.
No way.
Thank you for all your donations to get those names on the screen.
Yeah.
I am even less confused now.
Yeah. So what I like to say distinguishes the Saga series from other similar turn-based RPGs is just that the way you level up your characters is very different in this game. There's 4 different races you can play as, humans, mutants, monsters, and robots, all of which level up pretty differently. We're only going to be seeing monsters and robots in this run. But we'll get into more about what they do and why we're using them as we go. But right now, Toorima is actually on a pretty tight manipulation route, because this is a pretty old game that uses a pretty simplistic pseudo-random number generator for what tiles you get fights on and how the fights play out. So if you start your game from kind of a known state as far as the seeding for the random number generator, you can kind of script battle outcomes and script out what tiles you get fights on. Like we saw our first meat drop there. That's how monsters level up. If a monster eats meat that's randomly dropped by other monsters, then they'll usually evolve into a stronger form. Sometimes it's more of a questionable.
Debatable, especially early on, because the early monster meat is really not good at all. It's not, unless you're doing a glitchy run that we may be doing. We do not have a dragon any longer. Now we have a weir rat. So the weir rat is actually, the dragon had a flame spell, but we were never going to use it anyway, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We also are, the monsters that we are fighting, we're doing it we need a specific amount of money, and we also, when I was routing it, I couldn't run from some of them, so I just decided it would be faster to kill them than try to run.
Yeah, because the way running away from fights work in this game is pretty interesting in that it's based on your party's kind of collective agility, and right now, our party's agility is very, very bad.
Very bad.
But a little kind of kink in that system is that if you have a empty party member slot, either because one of your characters is dead or you do not have a guest character at that point in the 5th slot, that slot has phantom stats associated with it that includes 100 agility, effectively. So at any point in the game where we don't have a 5th party member, such as now, we are guaranteed all fleas. But that's not that luxury isn't going to last for very long. So Toorima is heading into the weapon shop here to sell off his robots, starting pistols, or Colts as they're called in the original Game Boy version, to get some more money. And then he's going to be buying a big stack of bows. And then Now's a great time to talk about how robots work, because like monsters get stronger by eating meat. Robots get stronger by equipping weapons and armor on them. Every piece of gear you can equip onto one of a robot's normally 7 usable slots will raise their stats by fixed amounts, and equipping a bow raises agility by 2. So Toorima just bought a stack of 13 bows that he's going to be arming his robots with in order to boost their agility, in order to make it possible to run from fights that we want to when there's a chance to fail.
The archer army of robots.
Yeah. He also got some shields too, which is not something you see very often in this game, either like casually or in glitchless speedruns, but that shield is a very important component to the first major glitch we're going to be doing in about like 10-ish minutes or so.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
And interesting with the robots is that they are not limited to what they can equip. They can literally equip anything. And humans and mutants are limited to one piece of every type of armor. Robots do not care. They can put 5 gauntlets on if you want. They'll take them all.
Yeah,
it's fine.
My favorite is in like certain routes for glitchless. Your robots equip headbutts 3 times. Yeah, because 3 heads are better than 1.
They do, and it works.
Yeah. So here we're heading into a place called the Shrine of Isis, just to hit a required story trigger, because this is a pretty linear game played normally. We're just going through these different kind of fantastic worlds, looking for pieces of the Magi, which is again just a legendary treasure that we're kind of looking for our deadbeat dad through. And
deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we find out from talking to a sage named Key there that there's some magi in a kind of a place called the Relics of the Ancient Gods. That's this just invisible ruined shrine or something to the south of here.
And you can try to walk on this tile without talking to her, but it does nothing until you do. Even if you know where it is, it doesn't matter. You just wander around the forest, and there might be something here, but not until she tells you.
Yep.
We could probably get a couple donations in real quick if you'd like.
Oh, we certainly have lots of donations coming in. We have a very special donation, $50 from Mrs. Toorima. That says, for Frank and Jill, heart, much love to Mr. Toorima and the rest of the AGTQ family.
Oh, hey, thanks.
We've also... Yes, thank you. We've got $50 from Raclesis that says, very happy to see this category being run on the main stage. Good luck, Toorima. You've got this.
You probably get one more.
Okay, great. We've got $25 from the Waffle Cometh that says, excited to support this cause and also my good friend Toorima.
Thanks, Waffle. So with the this game also, it has the battles. You'll see sometimes we can walk like 50 or 60 steps and you won't get into a counter, but then you'll get into an encounter 3 steps in a row or 2 steps in a row. It's I don't know the exact, there's a chart somewhere that has, it is all mapped out. So we will see that happening throughout the run.
It's not bad RNG. It's just
it's just
the game saying, I'm going to give you an encounter right now.
Yeah,
You can't do anything about it.
I am an old game, and I love to throw random encounters at you.
Yep.
So here's where we're kind of starting to get introduced to the main connecting story of the game, which concerns this group called the Guardians. That's kind of a force of good guys that's also looking for the Magi, but we're not really going to be dealing with the Guardians too much in this particular category. Because I guess just for perspective, when run glitchless by a good runner, this game's about an hour 40 minutes or so, and like you notice the estimate for this run is what, like 42 minutes? Yeah. So we're going to be skipping a lot of stuff.
We're anticipating a huge world record right now with this category. You're not going to believe it.
So I am playing on the re-released version on the Switch. So it's different than if you look up other runs of this category, because they're all different based off of if you play it on Game Boy Pocket probably is different. They're all different depending on which version you're playing it on.
All right.
For those of you who enjoyed the original version, you'll like to notice the Colt versus pistol change. There are slight changes in dialogue and names of enemies and names of items that, I guess for licensing reasons or I don't know.
Yep. All right, so now's probably a great time to start talking about the first major glitch we're going to be doing, because it's coming up in a few minutes, and it's pretty complicated and wild how it all works out. So something Toorima did in the Cave of North, which is the tutorial dungeon he did at the start, was to get 2 meat drops in order to evolve his starting baby dragon into a red bone, which is kind of the first monster type you can get that has access to the poison ability. Poison in this game is pretty pathetic, honestly, among retro turn-based RPGs as far as how effective it is at actually like killing stuff, but it's actually an important ingredient to a very major memory corruption glitch called the poison glitch, coincidentally enough. Yeah.
What? No way.
I mean, we kind of like to joke about just how massively broken a lot of these older games can be, but this poison glitch is one where I don't fault the original developers in any way, shape, or form for not catching this glitch.
I can guarantee I never once used the poison ability in the first 20 years of playing this game. So.
And not just that, too, but this glitch requires some really, really, really specific circumstances to kind of blow up some memory values in the game. So for starters, we need to have a fight that has 16 combatants in it between the monsters in our party and then Ashura's base, this dungeon where we're going looking for some magi that a villain named Ashura stole from the Guardians. This is our earliest opportunity to get that situation. So we're going to be getting a fight eventually that has 11 monsters, and then there's 5 of us, our 4 party members plus Key, our guest character. And then in that fight, we need to have kind of the fight end with the last monster dying from poison damage, which again, not really too likely to happen casually because just how weak poison is in this game.
Or under any circumstances.
And on top of that, we also need the last action that's one of our characters did before the poison death to have no target. So
shields.
Yeah, there's kind of 2 ways to do that. There's either doing nothing, which you can only do if you just have no weapons or magic equipped that you can use, or use a shield. So the zombie dance party, as we call it here, we've got all these zombies getting jiggy here. If you touch one of them, it actually forces an encounter, and then kind of Toorima is using that in order to advance the because the encounters, when you're manipulating them, just follow a table, a fixed progression, and he's just advancing it forward until he gets to right before he knows that the next encounter is going to be that 11 enemy fight.
Yeah, it's a lot longer than you would like it to be to get the actual battle, but
this is all intentional.
Yeah,
everything you're seeing here.
It's all worth it in the end. The nice thing too is that if he gets caught by zombies on an earlier floor, it doesn't really matter. It just means less fights to farm here. So next fight is going to be that 11 enemy fight. So Toorima is trashing all of the bows he bought. Again, the bows were basically just to guarantee that he could run from basically all but one of the fights in this base because of having a bit more agility. But as part of for the fight with doing the poison glitch, he wants the robots to go last again, because part of the glitch setup involves an action near the end of the turn having no target, and the robots have shields, so he wants the robots to be slow. All right, so Key is going to be contributing a lot more to this than she does to glitchless runs here by using some thunder magic to kill the fungi and the googly-eyed lizards. Shoutouts to the sprite work in this game too.
Beautiful.
It's so great.
Key is very powerful compared to your party at this point in the game too. For her, thunder magic is very useful to quickly kill the enemies that you don't want in the battle very long, because they will kill the other characters very, very quickly.
Yeah, and Toorima's having to focus pretty hard on this too, just because every input in this fight matters, because it's all being manipulated, and we need to just make sure it plays out to get that really, really rare outcome where again the last goblin dies from poison damage, and then the action before that is a shield being used.
Yeah, and you'll notice that first the red bone will take a lot of damage, and 8 HP, kind of concerned, but it's a Key.
Fortunately, Key has a cure book, yeah. So.
Thank goodness.
So one of our Lugi army getting healed there.
I love that sound too. What are you trying to do?
Yeah, I just love all of the RPGs on the original Game Boy from Square are just so good as far as the music, sound design, the sprite work.
Poison. Who uses poison?
Not me.
Not me.
All right, so we should be getting kind of close to the end of the fight here. I know once Toorima's kind of done as much damage as he can to the last goblin before another non-poison tick hit would kill it, he's just kind of switching to mashing A at this point with just...
Not even mashing, just holding.
Yeah,
he's holding.
I just hold A for 8 rounds.
So how do you feel right now?
Oh, hopefully everything goes well, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it'll be pretty obvious if we get the glitch too.
Yeah.
Let's just say some wacky stuff is going to happen. And by the way, in addition to manipulating the poison glitch too, Toorima is also manipulating getting a meat drop from this fight too, which is not really part of the poison glitch, but it's part of the speedrun route in order to kind of make full use of the poison glitch and how it corrupts his character's stats and inventory and stuff.
So when you see poison damage come up, pay very close attention.
Yeah, you have about 4 rounds left of just me holding A, so you can probably get one quick donation in if you have any.
I certainly do have many donations, like this $10 donation from Varese that says, Toorima, it's great seeing you on the GDQ stage, and I'm incredibly proud of you. Here's to a fantastic run.
Hey, thanks. All right, so next round should be when the glitch happens, hopefully. So I'll have to actually play again and not hold A. So.
All right, let's see it. Hey!
Oh.
And we get the tetes.
Who's that?
Then our characters obviously...
Notice.
What's going on here?
We've now got a worm and 3 like gargoyles or something like that. Oh, yeah.
Now you're a spider? I don't know. What's going on?
And notice how the first Loogie now went from 90 HP to 731. And you know the 7 sword, the best sword in the game, it's a rare drop from Haniwa, the super boss. We've kind of got 6 of them in all of our robots now, too.
And the robots say they have 999 HP. They have 65,500 and something HP.
So I guess, to kind of wrap up the poison glitch then. So the glitch just corrupted his, his character's equipment and their forms, but in order to kind of, the corruption of the forms only lasts to the end of the fight. So in order to kind of carry that through, he had to also get a meat drop.
Bye, Rhino.
So that evolved into a F spider, which is kind of an endgame monster. And then the robots' inventories all got corrupted. Like the blank spots became 7 swords. The immunity to poison and paralysis became laser swords. And remember how we said that when you equip something on a robot, it adds to their stats? Well, we put them into a state where they have really good weapons on them that we never actually equipped. So by taking off the laser swords, that actually underflowed our robots' HP and agility. So we've got robots that have 65,000 health roughly, and like about 240 some agility. And in addition to being the stat that controls running away, agility can be used for certain weapons too as part of their damage formula. So just like that, we've now got pretty much an army of invincible killer war machines on our side.
We're just going to happen to find some agility-based weapons here.
And they have 7 swords just duct taped all around them.
I need to see fan art of that. That'd be amazing.
I love it when chainsaws factor into artwork for these games too, because of the first game. But so Toorima bought some sabers, which is an agility-based weapon, and then if he just put the sabers into the empty slot there, that would actually overflow in particular his health in a bad way. So he took off one of the 7 swords to replace it with the saber in order to kind of preserve having the bazillion hit points. They
probably only have 65,400 health.
No.
I don't know. That may not be enough. We'll see.
All right. So then, just kind of story-wise, we got some of the Magi back from Ashura, but not all of it. So we're chasing Ashura down to his home base in another world. Because playing this game normally, you're kind of trekking from world to world, and kind of the way that the worlds are all kind of depicted, I think, is really neat, especially for an old Game Boy game like this too. Like how they all just have a really different flavor and vibe to them.
Yeah, I always like the concept of having to get enough magi to open a door and just take you to a whole new world through the celestial world.
Yeah, funny you mentioned that too, because
I like that.
yeah, because
Wait a minute, you're gonna break that too?
Because I mean, we could just kind of roll on and play through the rest of the story at this point and trivialize all the combat in the game. But that's not quite fast enough. We're going to be doing another glitch in a bit to kind of get around that mechanic that chessjerk just talked about how kind of magi are the key to progression in this game. That basically all progression from world to world, and in some cases like from just area in a world to the next area, is gated by how many magi you have. And we're gonna do some
breaking
shenanigans
everything I
with
like
that.
about this
Yeah. Yeah. So Toorima just did a hard reset there, and that's for manipulation purposes, because again, this is an old game with a kind of a simplistic pseudo-random number generator, and if you put that RNG into a known state, you can manipulate it. So you did a hard reset there in order to manipulate getting a meat drop from this woodman here.
Woodman drops meat?
Duh.
I have
that's common knowledge.
even more questions now.
This is definitely not dad.
That's definitely not dead.
Yeah.
No.
Don't be fooled.
He has a mask, so.
Yes. It can't possibly be dead.
Then the reason we wanted that meat drop there, it's not really going to become important for a while, but that was to get another evolution for our F spider into another really, really powerful monster form called a giant. It looks a little more like a goblin or
it is part of the goblin
imp or something, but
it's a really big goblin.
A really big goblin,
biggest goblin
yes.
we've ever seen. Ashura's actually a goblin too, according to the lore.
That's true. With eight arms and 6 heads.
Yeah, by the way, Ashura is a recurring character in the 3 Final Fantasy Legend games, and I absolutely love how he gets demoted progressively too for incompetence, because he's the next to last boss in the first game. He's the boss of the first major story arc in this game, and then he's basically an enforcer for another boss in Legend 3.
Someone needs to do their job better.
Yep.
So the big overarching story is we're trying to collect magi and find our dad, kind of. But we'll kind of do them, I guess.
Only if you really want to.
Yeah, so some people might have had some issues with Ashura in playing this game casually, just because, again, this is a game that doesn't have a traditional leveling system, and if you don't quite get the hang of it, you're often going to get stuck on bosses. So this is some retribution for anybody that got stuck on this guy.
Shout out to the boss music that you won't hear very long.
Sure. Yeah, Ashura, I think, has 900 health and 2443 damage. See,
Ooh, tough one.
Yeah, shoutouts to Kenji Ito, did a bang-up job on the soundtrack to this game in like his early 20s or something, I might add too. Wow. Yeah. He went on to do like all the romancing sagas and Saga Frontier and a lot of other saga games.
So thanks, Dad.
Yeah.
Did a great job.
Bye.
Thank you.
So yeah, we get told that Ashura shrunk his soldiers and sent them inside of Key's body.
Yeah, please ask giants how to save. Well, hey, we got one with us. I mean, we should
because they want to steal the magi outside of our body. But yeah, so now we get to abuse teleport and save a bunch of time.
Yeah, that's why we wanted that giant form too. Is pretty much solely because it has access to the teleport skill, which we are very much not intended to have at this point.
It saves a lot of backtracking.
It's more or less an end game ability, and getting it this early will not only help us save backtracking, but it'll also help us break the game really hard later on too.
Even in the regular category, just to go from Key's place, which is in the first world in the beginning, you have to go forward 3 worlds to get, or 2 worlds to get to this item, and then go walk all the way back, and teleport just takes all of that away, and it's very
hey, look!
Hey,
Dad!
Hey, Dad! You lost the mask. I mean, no, you didn't. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Well, it might be father or not dad. I'm not sure because it's both names. So.
Hello, Father.
But yeah, we found out that he's a guardian,
Dad.
And he gives us magi, and he's like, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a long time. All right, well, see you later," and just leaves again.
Yeah, so we're now in a place called the Giants Village, because again, even though we are a giant, we're not really supposed to be at this point. So we're going looking for some giants that supposedly know how to shrink people to help us shrink ourselves to microscopic size to. Effectively turn our robots into nanomachines to go fight some miniaturized Ashura goons that because Key, again, that sage that helped us earlier, it turns out the reason why she has special powers is because she actually has magi inside her body, and Ashura wants to get the magi and kill her, and we want to get the magi and not kill her. I never quite understand how the logistics behind it work.
We just ruin her life and take all of her healing abilities away.
And normally she does heal you full if you talk to her, but after that, not so much.
Yeah, never mind.
And we're coming into because we were basically talking to some former giants who gave us some clues to kind of go look for their nearby giant-sized village to find an item called the Micron, which is how the shrinking technology works. And this is kind of where I like to, ties into where I was saying, I was just
going to show this real quick. So the reason we can't just like skip ahead of everything is the game definitely holds your hand. Is like you have to get the Magi in certain worlds before you move on to the next world.
Can I jump in just real quick? We have now raised $150,000 for the Prevent Cancer Foundation.
Thank you, everyone.
Good job. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, but I absolutely love the visual design of this place, though. Like, you've got these giant-sized beds and tables. You've got these houses that we go in through, like mouse holes, effectively, that are human-sized, and but yeah, because again, this game is very linear, and you need a certain number of magi to open locked doors, and like we needed the 2 from that southern house in order to actually get into the house that has the Micron in it.
And especially like traveling world to world, you need a certain number, so that's why we have to actually do some progression. But now for the best part of the game. In every category, we can't sadly skip this still.
Yeah, I hope the host has plenty of juicy donations to entertain us here. But so again, we're just having to progress the story pretty much specifically to a point where we have 29 magi before we can actually start skipping stuff. But this is kind of the last kind of heavy bit that we have to play as intended. So we have to go through Key's mostly anatomically correct body.
This is totally.
To get some magi out of her hands, feet, heart, and stomach. Yeah. And then eventually brain, which is where the boss is. And this is, it's a lot of walking, a lot of running from encounters, and we'll be speeding it up a little bit using the teleportability. But yeah, I guess unless you guys have anything else, let's
I was just going to say, living in the Pittsburgh area with all the medical advancements we see, this is definitely what the human body looks like on the inside, for sure.
And also for those of us who have been up since 3 o'clock this morning, this is the perfect kind of music to not fall asleep. So, thanks.
But yeah, go ahead and take away with some donations for sure.
Fantastic. I have so many donations coming in for this run, and everyone is really excited about it. We have $20 from Gringe that says, I see puwexil, I donate. Happy to see you support somebody on his first ever GDQ run. Congratulations, Toorima, on making it here, and good luck.
Thanks.
I did want to let everyone know a little bit of an update on that Peglin character choice bid war. My little baby Peglin has dropped into 3rd place, but Baladin is up in 1st place with Spin Venter directly behind. But if you want my baby Peglin to get to the top again, please make sure that when you get your donations in, to scroll down to that incentive or bid war. Quick update on that incentive for UFO 50 coming up. We have raised $1,855 of the $10,000 needed for that. So again, please make sure you're getting in those donations and scrolling down to click the incentive to get it applied. Do we have time for more donations?
Oh, totally have more
time.
Got a couple
Fantastic.
minutes.
I love those words. Let's get $5 from Daverboy that says, good morning, GDQ. The bad news is I slept terribly. The good news is I happened to be awake just in time for my favorite childhood Game Boy game, Final Fantasy Legend 2.
Same.
Many car rides where this game was played.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Final Fantasy Legend 3 was mine as a child, but same thing. Yep, family road trips to visit my grandparents.
We've got $10 from Proto that said, just had to donate during the Final Fantasy Legend Saga 2 run as its favorite in the series and a game that means a lot to me personally. Make sure to wipe those tears away and go save the world with incredible speed. Good luck, Toorima.
Thank you. You can keep going.
Fantastic. We have a lot of great donations. We've got $25 from Eugen that says, greetings from the crowd. Longtime watcher, first time attendee. Super excited to finally be attending GDQ in person. Looking forward to all the amazing runs throughout the week. Keep being awesome, and remember, water good, drink water. Audience, chat, hydration check. Make sure you are getting your water. That is very important. Although there is snow outside, it is still very dry, so please make sure you're getting that in.
Snow counts as water, right?
Snow, it's fluffy water.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Still have time?
Yep.
Still going.
Oh
I've got
my
3 more
goodness.
magi to collect.
That is great. We have $25 from Alive Dance Hall that says, first time donating to this great cause, smiley face. Keep up the good work, y'all. We've also got $10 from Punk Rock Sock that says, nothing like waking up to GDQ. And I've got to say, I agree.
Agreed.
Yeah, I do like the enemy sets they have in this dungeon, by the way, too, because you do have some that make sense to be inside a person's body, like plasma cells. You've got grips, which is French for cold or cold virus, as I understand it.
Okay.
Then you've got like golems, squids, horses, partisans, as they're called in this version.
Yeah, they're terrorists in the original version, so...
You can't say that.
Oh, sorry. It would be terrible to find terrorists in your bloodstream, so...
Yeah. I mean, I know the lore is that these are kind of miniaturized runes sent in here by Ashura, but I just still find the pairings of like these things here, which are you've got a cold virus with arms and gloves, and
that Micron potion is doing a lot of work right now.
Yeah, they found it with ease, but I had to ask how to find it.
Johnny's not a giant.
Yeah,
you know?
those rock enemies you could probably say are like kidney stones or something. Yeah. As long as this place is too, I do definitely appreciate that it kicks you back to the hub after you find a magi.
This is true.
So it cuts down
It could be
somewhat
even
on the
worse.
walking. Yeah.
Yeah, I do like how the legs are connected here, though, like in the middle. That's, like I said, it's how the human body is.
It is.
I also did notice, I think this is the foot. The 2 toes are kind of connected. I don't know if it was on purpose to insinuate that Key has like a webbed toe.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Because you could go up either one of these paths to get to...
Yeah, that's true. Stylistic choice or reality? Who knows?
All right, so we are almost done here now. So again, Toorima just using teleport to cut out a bit of backtracking here. I mean, you could have teleported more, but getting back into Key's body from outside takes a little longer than you'd think, too, because of walking through 2 screens, this text and animation, and then more text.
Also, do we go through her nose? Is that what our assumption is there?
Yeah.
So you have to get all 6 magi from the rest of Key's body in order to open the locked door, in order to go into her brain, which is where the mini boss is.
All right, I can't take it anymore.
I gotcha. So
wake me up in like a minute or 2.
this is where we do get a little bit of payoff too from the giant having an AoE attack, just because this mini boss is 4 through 8 a random count of phagocytes, which is I believe a type of white blood cell in the real world. But yeah, we get the last magi, and then we are just out of here at this point.
Yeah, I didn't even let Key load into the screen before leaving that time.
Yeah,
How rude.
Yeah, Key has some text to thank you, and like in glitchless runs, you just buffer walking away before she can talk to you, and here we buffer teleporting away before she can.
Yeah, it's funny. She heals people, and so there's a bunch of people in the shrine, like I guess wanting to get healed or whatever, and then after that, we just like.
They already got the news.
Yeah, she can't heal, so everyone's just like, all right, no reason to be here, I guess.
I'm just going to the nearby inn.
Shop's closed.
Forget you.
All right, so this is we're coming up on about the end of where we're actually going to be playing the through the game story as intended too, because this next world we're coming to is called Apollo's World. This is where we meet I think it's debatable if Ashura is one of the so-called new gods, which are the antagonists of the game, but Apollo is definitely one, which are just kind of these people that are trying to use the Magi to become new gods.
The flowing hair gives it away.
Yeah, along with the foreboding theme music.
And he's 3 times as big as I am.
Yeah. But yeah, Apollo kind of gives us a riddle for where to find a bunch of magi in his world, and there's 3 different dungeons that we're supposed to go to: an undersea volcano, a kind of a cave with scrolling checkerboard disco
dungeons.
yeah, and then a kind of a mountain cave with some kind of trolley ways to get into it and
very
stuff.
Windy.
And just in case you guys missed this music, here's just to keep you awake longer.
Yeah. Yeah, I do appreciate how they added this kind of shimmering effect to show that you're underwater. 'Cause you go underwater in the first game too, but you just get it when I do runs of that. You just have to take my word for it that we're underwater because the game doesn't really
Walking on
depict
lava
it very
while
well.
walking.
Well, it is a JRPG, so we definitely have to go into at least one volcano.
For sure.
Yeah, there's actually 2 volcanoes in this game, although we'll only be seeing this one in this category. You take one hit point of damage per lava tile walk, by the way. So just doing some math here, you'd have to walk about 65,000 extra tiles or so in order for that to become a problem with his glitched out robots. But yeah. So anyway, like I said a bit ago. Our next goal in this kind of glitched category is just called any % no credits warp. So just all glitches and manipulation is fair game except for using the poison glitch to credits warp, which is something you could do, which makes it like an 8-minute run or so, where you go to Ashura's base and that's it.
And the game is over.
Yeah.
So this is we need to get 29 magi. In order to do our next glitch, which we call the trash can glitch. I talked about how the poison glitch. I don't think anybody ever really figured this out casually. This trash can glitch, a little less so. So the inventory trash can for throwing stuff away has some kind of glitchy properties to it, where it's kind of, for whatever reason, it's kind of linked to your magi. And when you have exactly 29 magi,
So, which we do in the bottom right corner.
Yep. If you use the trash can as an item, it's treated like a stack of 3 cure potions. So by using,
How'd you do that?
Yep.
That's crazy.
So by using the trash can 3 times, we consumed some memory values for it, and that underflowed our magi count. So we now have 255 magi out of 77.
That's
Perfect.
That's a lot of goddesses, by the way.
So and since progression through worlds in this game is based on the number of magi, we can now go anywhere we want.
There's Apollo's World. Bye, Apollo's World.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
So that's why I showed earlier that, it says, like, you need enough magi to open this. So all these doors, we would have to do the objectives in these worlds to collect the magi.
That is in Guardians World. Oh, bye, Dad.
yeah.
Bye.
But since we have all the magi, more than all the magi, we're just going to skip to the next world. You could probably throw a donation out if you'd like.
I would love to. We have $25 from Mallow that says, here's to Final Fantasy Legend 2, the first video game I ever owned. I think it's still in my Game Boy in color, actually. Best wishes to the runner and stopping the Banana Scourge plaguing Edo.
It's a great time to mention that, too, because we're just now skipping Edo World, which is where the subplot involves foiling a banana smuggling operation by a criminal samurai warlord that has killer pet dolphins on his castle, too. No, I'm not making a single part of that.
It sounds fake, but it is real.
None of those words should go to sentence together.
So we're now in a kind of a really goofy world called the race world, where we're basically on a racetrack racing dragons to find some magi. But we take advantage of the fact that we have teleport a bit earlier than the developers intended it, even though you could theoretically get it. And if we leave the racetrack with the dragon.
Funny things happen.
Yeah, special things happen.
So I just did a hard reset again because I need to get in 2 battles.
Also, the robot's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, we're just getting started, too. But yeah, we do have some pretty fun graphical glitches that result from having the dragon outside of the racetrack.
I will say, don't blink for the next minute or so.
Yep. Because
You're going to want to see this.
Yeah, because yep, we're now.
So we can go to any world we want right now.
Yeah. So taking the dragon off the track lets us go out of bounds. Yep.
So yeah, this is Apollo was actually a bad guy.
Okay.
But if we our dragon kind of turns into whatever we are, or whatever sprite is on the map.
Yeah,
So
this is the entrance to the final dungeon in the game, by the way, too. But I don't know. Are you able to fight Apollo if you talk to him here?
if I get off the dragon, I am. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's still not quite fast enough.
No.
So we were actually taking advantage of the back door into the last dungeon, and we go out of bounds, and hey, we are at the final boss called Arsenal.
That was so fast. Amazing.
So we skipped. Yeah, we skipped.
75%.
About 75% of the game, pretty much. Went from Apollo's world with a one pit stop to the final boss. So yeah, Arsenal is a horrifying fight in glitchless categories. It's 3 different phases. The first phase, after about 1,000 damage, you destroy each of these cannons. Then the second and third phases have 5,000 HP, but this is a horrifying fight normally because of the last phase, where Arsenal's big smasher cannon can do up to 639 unblockable damage. But it's kind of statistically, for Toorima to actually lose this fight, it would have to go about 300 turns.
Yeah, which thankfully won't be
assuming
there.
decent damage every time.
Yeah. So
I don't think we can stall that long.
So yeah, so this is just kind of. I mean, this is a pretty chill fight. It's very therapeutic to just totally obliterate this thing after just getting trolled and losing PBs on glitchless.
Also, get ready on time, by the way, because we're about
yeah.
to finish.
Yep. This is what, like about
Next round.
next round?
Yeah.
Very,
Good, okay.
very soon.
You get to see the big smasher again, and hear the music a little longer before.
Yes, shoutouts to Save the World, this theme.
Sadly, our lead party member is not going to survive because the Smash is going to take out Luigi.
Well, good thing we have Luigi 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And time.
Time.
Nice run.
Very nice. Well done.
Thank you. Yeah, so.
I think we skipped some stuff, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, when if you actually go to the credits, it shows all the people that you've helped along your journey, which I think we met 2 of them maybe.
Yeah, but hey, I mean, our goals were to find the Magi and to find our dad, and we did both. I mean, we did it a little faster than intended, but yeah, we got three statues worth of Magi, and then after talking to Isis, the goddess that we normally reassemble the Magi into here. We head back upstairs to save our dad, who got injured by Apollo.
We lost the dragon, though.
Yeah, we did lose the dragon.
Rip dragon.
So this elevator actually pushes you out because you never officially went through the whole thing. So, but yeah, this is any percent.
Oh, it's Mask. I mean, Dad.
Yeah,
It's real dad this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is Final Fantasy Legend 2. It's a pretty fun game. It's if you have a Switch, or if you have it on Switch or Steam, you can do the exact same route and get the exact same results.
yeah, and make sure to check out Toorima's runs of the glitchless category too. It's a very different run and has a lot of cool tech too, where you get through this game with no real grinding or anything too, just all purely on clever routing with the game's kind of unconventional leveling system.
Yeah, the monster meat path that you can take. I mean, it opens up many possibilities, but sometimes the monsters don't want to drop meat, and that causes many resets.
Oh, yes. But yeah, thanks for having me. It was a great time. Thanks to my wife and kids for supporting me. And yeah, thanks, Couch.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for
Great job.
inviting me.
Thanks.